Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest fortune you'll ever discover is not in your bank account, it's in your mind. Long before a person becomes a millionaire in their wallet, they become one in their thinking. You don't accidentally arrive at wealth, success, influence, you train for it, the way an athlete trains for the Olympics. If life is a garden, your mind is the soil. Plant weeds and weeds will grow. Plant seeds of vision, discipline, responsibility, and life will reward you with a crop that you can be proud of. Millionaires don't wait for life to hand them opportunity. No, they prepare their minds so opportunity cannot help but recognize them. Every day they wake up and feed their minds books, ideas, strategies. They guard their thoughts the way a jeweler guards diamonds. They refuse to entertain smallness, laziness, jealousy. They understand that a single negative thought allowed to live in the mind can bankrupt the future. So, when doubt knocks, they train themselves to answer with determination. When fear whispers, they speak back with plans and preparation. A millionaire mindset sees problems as invitations. Each challenge is a chance to grow tall. Where average thinking says, I wish, bold thinking declares, I will. Where others complain, they create. They trade excuses for execution. They understand that success is not owned, it's rented, and rent is due every day. So they build disciplines, get up early, read something wise, invest something valuable time, energy, money into personal growth. And because the mind is a muscle, they train it with repetition, not once in a while, but consistently. They don't wait to feel like it. They choose the work first and let the feeling follow. They surround themselves with people who sharpen them, push them, make them reach. They listen to voices that challenge them, not comfort them. Because comfort creates a cozy life, but challenge creates a wealthy one. So, if you want to live like a millionaire, first learn to think like one. Train your mind with purpose, feed it wisdom, discipline it daily. Expect it to serve you well, and it will. That's how fortunes are made, first unseen, then undeniable. Train your mind like a millionaire, and soon life will hand you opportunities worthy of your preparation. Wealthy minds understand that success is not driven by the flare of emotions or the rush of temporary wanting, but by the structure of repeated actions that create predictable outcomes. They recognize that desires are unreliable, they come and go with mood, environment, and circumstance. A person may feel inspired today and completely indifferent tomorrow, but discipline endures regardless of feeling. This is why individuals with true wealth build their lives not around what they wish would happen, but around what they are committed to doing. Desire is a spark, but discipline is the engine that keeps moving long after the excitement fades. Wealthy thinkers separate themselves by refusing to depend on motivation. They create systems, rituals, and habits that move them forward day by day. Their morning starts early not because they always feel energetic, but because they decided it must. They read not because they are endlessly curious, but because they know the mind is like a muscle and must be trained consistently. They invest not only in fleeting pleasures, but in things that compound. Learning, relationships, health, ideas, because they understand the long game of life. Wealthy minds focus on disciplines because discipline shapes destiny more than desire. Desire imagines success. Discipline creates it. Desire loves praise and applause. Discipline thrives in quiet repetition. Desire celebrates the moment, but discipline sacrifices for the future. Wealthy individuals reverse the common sequence. Instead of waiting for inspiration, they begin with action, and through disciplined action, they ignite deeper purpose and stronger desire. They know that millions of people want wealth, but only a disciplined few build it. Want is cheap, desire is everywhere, but discipline is rare, and that rarity is what makes the results extraordinary. A wealthy thinker is not seduced by shortcuts or overnight results. They understand that discipline builds resilience, and resilience is the foundation of sustainable success. They observe with clarity that anyone can want a better life, but it takes a structured, focused approach to actually achieve it. This is why they read every day, even when busy, they save every month, even when tempted to spend, they seek mentors, even when intimidated, they train their mindset, even when surrounded by negativity, because they know the process is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Wealth is not just a financial condition, it is a mental outcome cultivated by discipline. They don't chase every trend or desire that flashes across their mind. Instead, they anchor themselves to principles such as consistency, integrity, sacrifice, and long-term thinking. These principles demand discipline, not desire. They accept discomfort as a partner on the journey. They embrace boring tasks that most people avoid because they know these tasks accumulate into uncommon results. Wealthy minds focus on strides, not leaps. They celebrate progress, not perfection. They act. While others debate, they persist. While others quit, they plan. While others procrastinate, the reason they rise to the top is not because they possess more talent or desire, but because they obey the daily requirements of growth. They train their focus, avoid distractions, prioritize wisely, and stay committed to habits that feed their future. Success is less about the fire of wanting and more about the furnace of doing. Wealthy thinkers convert discipline into momentum and momentum into legacy. They understand that every desire without discipline diminishes with time, but every discipline, once established, generates stronger desires that align with their goals, because nothing is more exhilarating than watching disciplined efforts materialize into visible wins. Each small habit gets refined, each practice perfects their advantage, and soon they move from ordinary to extraordinary, showing that greatness is not a product of random want, but deliberate practice. The wealthy mindset teaches that through structure and self-command, life bends in your favor, while following desires leads to instability and regret. Discipline builds identity. Once a person proves to themselves they can keep promises, even when inconvenient, they develop confidence, and that confidence fuels further disciplined action. The wealthy continuously construct this cycle of commitment, while others wait for perfect moments. They train their emotions instead of serving them. They know emotions fluctuate, but discipline stays. They do not deny desire, but they subordinate it. They let their vision dictate behavior, not cravings. They remain calm, patient, and persistent, while others become impatient, jealous, or frustrated. Instead of envying outcomes, they copy work ethics. Instead of wishing for wealth, they cultivate work disciplines. The secret is repetition, done deliberately and passionately, not because it always feels good, but because it always produces results. Wealthy minds are sculpted not by birth or chance, but by disciplined routines that separate the exceptional from the average. In a world filled with desires, the true winners are those who master themselves through discipline, and thus master the world. Millionaire thinking begins not with techniques or tactics, but with the inner blueprint known as personal philosophy, the deep set of beliefs that quietly governs decision-making, attitudes, and daily behavior. Those who rise to millionaire levels of achievement first cultivate a way of thinking that aligns with wealth creation. They understand that the outer world reflects the inner world, meaning results mirror minds set long before they acquire financial wealth. They develop a philosophy that values growth, responsibility, discipline, and opportunity. They teach themselves to see life as a series of choices and lessons, not of luck and limitations where others see problems. Millionaires see chances to expand capacity and influence. Their philosophy transforms challenges into teachers, setbacks into strategy sessions, and time into their most valuable currency. Unlike those who wait for circumstances to change before they change their behavior, millionaire-minded individuals alter themselves first, so circumstances must adjust to their new identity. This mental posture refuses to blame others or situations. It embraces complete ownership of outcomes and commitment to personal development. Because philosophy drives behavior, millionaire thinkers read extensively, surrounding themselves with ideas that stretch them. They become intentional about their influences, knowing that what enters the mind eventually shapes destiny. They filter conversations, environments, and information through the question, Will this feed my future or rob it? And they choose accordingly. They view every interaction as a learning opportunity, every setback as a refinement process. These individuals are not merely chasing money, they are sculpting themselves into the kind of person who attracts wealth naturally. By who they become, they adopt a philosophy of long-term vision, refusing short-term temptation if it conflicts with their grander purpose. Their thinking is not only about making money, but about creating value, solving problems, serving at a high level, and leaving a legacy. They see money not as a goal, but as a tool for multiplying positive impact. This philosophy is proactive, never passive. It believes in preparation over prediction, rigor over randomness, and creation over consumption. The millionaire mindset chooses growth even when